Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another keto meal prep and we're just going to get straight into it. So I'm starting off with making a cracked chicken. So I found this recipe on Pinterest. There's so many on there, so just have a look, and I'll try and remember to put it in the description box down below. But basically it's very easy. 3 ingredients. I've got a kilo of chicken thigh. I've got 2 packages of cream cheese. Just use the best cream cheese you think for keto. So look at your sugar, your carbs, and your fat, and just make the right choice. These are the only ones I had, and they worked well. They were really nice. So I've just thrown my chicken thigh into the slow cooker, and now I'm just going to add my packages of cream cheese, and then I'm going to add my seasoning. I'm going to put it on for 8 hours on low, and that's it. It was perfect. I didn't have to do anything else to it. I actually did add some broccoli towards the end because I was like, oh well, I've got broccoli here, I'm just going to throw it in the pot. So yeah, it was kind of like a broccoli cracked chicken. But yeah, it was so delicious, very creamy. So just remember, this is a keto recipe. You could eat it if you're not keto, but it does have quite a lot of fat in it, quite a lot of calories. So just be aware of that. You probably could make adjustments, so maybe only put 1 package of cream cheese if you're not on keto. But yeah, this is a very calorific keto, fatty deliciousness. So just be aware of that when you're cooking it. Okay, so we're on to our next meal. So the next meal is a cheeseburger bake. This is really fun. So basically what I'm doing here is I've just got some onion and some garlic granules, and I'm just sauteing them off in some oil. Then I've just got a kilo of beef mince. So I am using the fatty mince because I'm on keto. However, if you're not on keto, you could just use the lean mince. But yeah, I am using the nice fatty mince. So I'm just going to grab some Worcestershire sauce and just add about a tablespoon of that. This is going to give it a little bit more flavor. So this was really delicious. So you're basically making a bit of a bake it off with some cheese, and some other ingredients, and then I had it with some lettuce and some tomatoes, so it was kind of like your own little cheeseburger. But yeah, after, you just want to brown off this mince and just get it all nice and yummy, and then we're going to add this creamy sauce that you're going to make. So here we go, we're making this creamy, what do you want to call it, cheeseburger sauce. So yeah, I've got, I'm thinking it's about a cup or so of mayonnaise. But yeah, I'm just gonna get some mayonnaise into my container. So I just finished the last of that. This egg mayonnaise that I use is fairly good macros. You just want to check them, make sure there's not too much sugar in your mayonnaise. Because yeah, if you're doing keto, sugar is not so great. You don't want to increase your glucose, which will kick you out of ketosis. So yeah, just look for the most appropriate mayonnaise with low carb, low sugar. So that's the one that I use, and yeah, it works well. So now we're going to put in some tomato sauce. I've got this lower sugar tomato sauce. Once again, make sure you're checking your labels. I think I put in, it's probably about three or four tablespoons of tomato sauce in there. So it's kind of like Thousand Island dressing, kind of like a tartare sauce at the moment, but we're going to add some more stuff. So I'm just going to mix it around a little bit just to try and get it going. And then now we're going to add some mustard. So I've got some American mustard and some Dijon mustard. I can't actually remember what type of mustard the recipe that I was using called for, but the one I'm using here, so I've got a couple of tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and then I'm going to put in probably a couple of teaspoons of this American yellow mustard, which is fairly good macros as well. Okay, so also to this mix, I'm adding some Worcestershire sauce. So with this one, I'm just adding probably about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to give that a bit of a mix up as well. It's really this sauce really made it almost made it taste like Big Mac sauce kind of thing. But yeah, it was so delicious. It was really interesting flavors, and I found this recipe really fun to make. So yeah, just give it a taste as you go, but you'll know what it's supposed to taste like when you have a taste. So next I'm adding about half of that sauce to the meat, along with a few handfuls of mozzarella cheese and also a Mexican cheese. So I had this Mexican cheese blend. I'm pretty sure the recipe called for like a sharp cheddar. This is what I thought might work well. So yeah, now that it's all mixed together, I'm just going to throw it into this tray and just mix it so it's just spread it out so it's nicely in the tray. Now we're going to top that with some gherkins. Make sure you're not getting the sweet gherkins, because if you're doing keto, sweet means sugar, which you don't want. So just going to lay them out nice and pretty, and then we're going to top it with some more of this Mexican cheese. I think I used the whole bag, which was about, I don't know, a bit. But yeah, just top that off and then throw it in the oven. I think I put it in there for about an hour, because everything is really cooked. You're just basically melting the cheese. So what I'm making now is I'm making some taco mix. I like to have taco meat in the freezer just for when I want to make a taco salad. So in here I've got onion, I've got some diced bacon, and I've got some of the beef mince. I'm just going to mix that up as per normal taco mixes. Just adding the taco seasoning, giving that a mix up, adding a little bit of water, and Bob's your uncle, there's your taco meat ready to go in the freezer to grab it out when you need. Okay guys, so here is the cracked chicken that I added broccoli to. Really quick and easy freezer meal, really delicious, really loved it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm creating a meal, a keto meal that I've kind of just whipped together once, and it tasted great, so I'm going to try and recreate that. So basically I had these beef crumbles. I used beef crumbles last time. I've also got pork, so I might mix them a little bit, and I wanted to use them in some way. So I was like, how can I use them? And I had a bag of broccoli and cauliflower frozen in the freezer, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to make some kind of like bake. So I'll show you kind of what I did. So basically what we're going to do first is I'm going to take half of, so these come in like little twin packs, so I'm going to take half of the beef and half of the pork, and I'm going to just throw it in here. into my tray that I'm going to spray with some olive oil spray, just to try and stop it from sticking. So I've got half of this pack, and then I've got half of the pork. The macros are going to be too hard to see on here, but if you just, these are both from Woolworths. If you're in Australia, the macros are pretty good. It's less than 1 gram of carb and sugar per serving, and it's got 10 grams of fat. So fairly good keto items. Yeah, both of them are about the same. So yeah, I've just thrown that in there. Now I'm also going to throw in my 500 gram bag of cauliflower and broccoli. I'm just going to throw that in there. This meal's really good for getting rid of items. So like if you've got, like I had these beef things, but you can also add whatever you want. So I've also got some spinach here, some baby spinach. So I'm just going to throw some of that in as well. It's going to go off soon, so I really just want to use it. I'm going to throw those in there, because on keto you need to get your greens, green leafy vegetables. Now I've also got a zucchini and a capsicum, so I'm going to chop up, yeah, I think I'll use the whole zucchini, and I'll probably just use, I don't know, maybe half the capsicum. So I'm just going to chop that up and throw that in there now. Okay, so I've got my zucchini and capsicum in here with the rest of my ingredients. So I'm just going to give it a mix, just to try and get everything kind of mixed together. Now with keto, it's not just about the fat. You need to get your healthy veggies in there as well. So that's what the broccoli and the spinach and all those other veggies are in there for. So that it's also helping you get your greens and your fiber in your diet. Okay, so I've mixed that around. I'm going to put that to the side for a minute, and we're going to work on our cream sauce. So I've got a jug here. Now all of this is pretty much just throw in, it's just guesstimating. So basically I've got some cream cheese here. It's not the one I usually use, but yeah, there's probably about a little over a half in there. So I'm going to throw that in my jug that I've got here. I've also got some sour cream, and there's probably about half of that as well. So half of 250, so that's about 125. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. This is a very throw together, use what's in your cupboard mix. So this is going to be very thick, so I want to water it down a bit. And when I say water, I mean cream. So yeah, I've got some pure cream here. And I'm just going to throw in a bit until it gets to a nice creamy consistency and not too thick, so that I can pour it over my bake. So I'm just going to give it a mix, and then I'm going to add some more ingredients. Okay, so I've got my mixture of the cream, and the 3 different types of cream, and that's probably the kind of consistency you want. So you want to be able to pour it over the veggies. So yeah, so I've just got the sour cream, the cream cheese, and the pouring cream in there. And now I'm just going to add some of my flavorings. So I've got this mingle seasoning, it's the garlic and dill. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in, if I can get it out. So there's about a tablespoon of that. I've got some all-purpose seasoning. I'm just going to put in probably another tablespoon of that. I've got some onion powder. Ugh. Does anyone else's seasonings get all wet? Let's give it a bash. Okay, so probably just another bit of that. It's very much just go by what you think is right. Not too much garlic and onion because that does have a bit of carbs in it. Salt and pepper. Now I do put try and get a lot of salt in there because that's where you want to get some of your electrolytes back in. And just a couple of grapes of pepper. Now I'm going to mix this up. And then we can pour it over our meat and veggies. Okay, so we're ready. Just going to tidy this up. Sauce and stuff everywhere. Okay, so now we're just going to put this over our veggies and give it a bit of a soaking of this yummy, delicious, creamy sauce. Now the beauty of this is that you can put in here whatever you feel like putting in here. If you like, I don't know, if you don't like ranch, put in a different seasoning. If you don't have any seasoning at all, just go with salt and pepper. Add a beef stock cube or something, or you could try it with different flavors like mustard or anything like that. Whatever flavors take your fancy. Now I'm just gonna kind of spread it out because when it cooks, it'll cook with the sauce will melt into it and get all delicious. Actually, I might just give it a bit of a mix around. Just to get it all incorporated like that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to put on it is some cheese. So I've got this mozzarella, Colby and Parmesan. It's the 3 cheese blend from Devondale. I use this on everything. So I'm just going to put some of this on here. Just to make it taste even more cheesy. Another thing I've used that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in, I can't remember whether I covered it or not. I'm not going to cover it. I'm just going to put it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Not exactly sure what that is in Fahrenheit. I'll let you look that up. And I'm just going to cook it until I think it's ready. So I'm going to start with 20 minutes and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so for the next meal I'm going to prep is some butter chicken. So I've got this butter chicken sauce by Pete Evans. I haven't tried this yet, but I've heard it's good things. There's the macros, I'm not sure if you can read that, it's very small. But yeah, just Google it, you'll be able to find it. So I got this one from Coles. So yeah, I've got that. I also have some chicken tenderloins that I've just chopped up. So I've got about 500 grams of that. And I'm also going to put it with some cauliflower rice. But first off, we're going to do the butter chicken. So I'm just going to get some olive oil into a pan and cook my chicken, and then I'm going to add my sauce. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my chicken to cook, I'm going to get my cauliflower rice organized. So I've got this bag of frozen cauliflower rice, and I'm going to put it into this pan here. I'm actually going to put in a lot of, well, not a lot of butter, there's probably, what, 3 tablespoons of butter? So I'm going to throw that in there. I don't know if it's going to be enough, might be too much. Now, while that's melting, I'm just going to open my cauliflower. And I'm just going to dump all of my cauliflower, so it's still a little bit frozen. I'm going to dump it all into this pot. So that's 500 grams of cauliflower rice, sorry. And I'm just going to get that broken down with the butter. Now also to the cauliflower, I'm just going to add some other seasoning. So I've got some onion powder, just like a teaspoon of that. I've got some all-purpose seasoning, and a little bit of that, and I've got some garlic powder. A little bit of that. Now I'm just going to get this rice till it's like really nice and mixed together and nice and fluffy. So that might take like, because it's frozen, probably, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Once it's all broken up, it'll start to mix together a bit better. But yeah, so this is going to be my accompaniment with the butter chicken. Okay, so I've got my chicken to where it's just browned on the chicken. So now I'm going to add my butter chicken sauce, and then I'm going to put it on for a simmer. Now I'm also going to add another half jar of water, so that's about this is 330 grams, so it's about 150 or so. So I'm going to add half a jar of water, so I'm just going to put in there, give it a shake, and then pour that into the chicken. Now what I'm going to do now is just give this a stir, let it start to absorb all that yummy sauce. And I'm going to put it on for a simmer for, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes. Just let it simmer away and get delicious. Okay, so my rice is nice and soft and delicious and buttery. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good accompaniment for my butter chicken. So I've just got that there. What I'm going to do is I've got 4 meal prep containers here. I'm just going to portion it out over the 4, and then I'll add my butter chicken. Okay, and now I've got my butter chicken, which has been simmering away for about 10 minutes, and it's all delicious. Now it does have a bit of consistency to it, liquid to it. I'm going to try and put a little bit over the cauliflower rice. It does say in the recipe to add some veggies to the chicken when it's cooking and simmering, but I'm going to actually add some veggies into this compartment, so when I microwave it, they'll just microwave up. So I'm just going to try and portion it out into these meal containers and then add some veggies. Okay, so in the other compartment I'm just going to add some broccoli and cauliflower, and then that's my meal prep done for these 4 dishes. Okay guys, so I just took this out of the oven. This was the meat and cauliflower and broccoli and bits of everything bake. So it was in the oven for about 50 minutes all up. So just until it got like a bit of brownness to it, and it will taste delicious. This will be very creamy, very rich. If you want to pair it with something, pair it with a salad or some more veggies. But basically it has all your veggies in there, so I would probably keep this to about 4 portions, because it does have quite a lot of veggies in it. So that is my meat and vegetable bake, creamy bake. Let's go with that. So meat and vegetable creamy bake, and it tastes delicious. Thumbs up. Okay guys, so there's my keto meal prep for this week. I did this over a couple of days, so if you don't do it all in one go, that's okay. You can spread it over a couple of nights. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions about keto or are interested, then just put it in the comments down below.